Good morning everyone, welcome to another video by Upgrade or Trash IT. In this video I've got the Latitude E5410 and I'm going to be showing you how to install a copy of Windows 7 Pro onto it. Now this is a video of 3 parts, and the first part is we're going to do a basic installation of Windows 7 Pro. The second part of it is that we're going to then locate and download some security patches, and the third part of it is that we are then going to locate and download all of the important missing drivers like the Wi-Fi driver and the display driver. But let's turn on the laptop and start the basic installation. So here we go. I've got my copy of Windows 7 Pro on a USB stick, and I'm just pointing the laptop to that. So all of these settings are for the US, so I'll leave them at that for now. Okay, I'm going to do delete some of these partitions. So all the files have been taken from the USB stick onto the laptop, and we're just about to go into our first restart. Okay, I'm just going to type a name for the laptop. I'm going to skip the license key, go to recommended settings. This needs to be set at for London. Okay, so that's not the right time for where we're at, but we'll correct that later. Okay, so there we go. That's our basic installation of Windows 7 Pro. That has taken 10 minutes. But we can see here that the resolution on the screen is a bit rubbish, and also there is no Wi-Fi. It hasn't installed the Wi-Fi. But before we go out and find those device drivers to make the screen better and to make the Wi-Fi work, we need to locate and download and install some important security updates, and we'll look at that in the next part of the video. So the next part of our installation of Windows 7 onto the E5410 is to locate and download 3 important security patches or updates. The first one is an update called KB317957.3. Now, all of these updates, we're going to get them from legit sites. In fact, we're going to download them straight from Microsoft. So there's no need to worry about how safe any of this is. And it's also quite quick. They're only actually very small files. So let's start off with this one here, the first one. And we're going to go straight to the Microsoft Update Catalog. Now, the important thing for this is that we are installing it on a 32-bit system. And so that means we download this last one here. Okay, we don't want the 64-bit system, and we don't want this one for Windows Server 2008. So this is the final one here. Just click on download. It will come up with another link. Just click on it, and off we go. So the next one is KB4474419. You can see I've put that into Google. We're going to the same update catalog from Microsoft. And again, we're looking for, we don't want the 64 one, we want the 32-bit, which in computer code is always x86. So that's the one we want. Download the bottom one again. Click on the link that appears. And there you go. And then the final security patch or update that we need to download is Windows Update Agent itself. So again, I've just put that into a Google search, and it comes up straight with this one here. And again, you've got a few options, so just be sure to download the right one. And we want this one, the x86 for 32-bit systems, Windows 7 SP1. So that's the one we need. For our Latitude E5410. Okay, there seems to be a bit of an issue with that download. Maybe there's an issue with my internet. Looks like it. Okay, so it was an issue with my internet connection, or maybe the Microsoft website temporarily went down. So here we go, the x86 Windows Update for Windows 7 SP1. So you can see you then get a warning. There's file not downloaded, potential security risk. Okay, then just click the arrow and select allow download. There is nothing wrong with it, and it's perfectly safe. And then if we just check our download folder, we can see that those are the 3 security patches that we need. So the next thing to do is to get back on the E5410 and to install them. Okay, so I've downloaded those 3 security patches. I put them onto a USB stick. I've got that USB stick open on the Latitude E5410, and you can see them on the screen in front of us. These security patches do need to be installed in a certain order, and the first one you want to install is the one that ends in 573. Now, it will just take a few seconds for each of these to be installed, and then they do require a restart after every one. So it is a bit annoying, but it is very quick. That first security patch installed very nicely. So let me go back into my USB stick, and then I've got so much rubbish on it that I've had to create a special folder for the E5410. And the next one that we're going to install is the patch ending in 4419. That's done, and now we've got to wait for a restart. So the second security patch is installed very nicely. And now what we've got to do is we've got to install the actual update agent itself as the final security patch to install. Okay, even though it doesn't actually request a restart, I will just restart this machine. And while that's restarting, the next thing we're going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you where to find the right drivers for the screen and for the Wi-Fi and for actually the processor, the chip itself. And I'll do that in the next part of the video. So having found and installed the security patches, now we're free to go and look for the drivers that we need in order to get as full a working copy of Windows 7 as we can on the E5410. And there's 3 drivers that I'm going to show you that you need. The first driver is the chipset driver. That's for the processor. The second driver is the display driver, which is for the screen, to turn that blur into real crisp and the smaller display. And the third driver is the wireless. So the chipset driver and the display driver we can both get from the Dell support site. So this one's taken me to the one in the UK, but it'll be exactly the same for if you're in the US. And then in this box here, identify your product. Here we go. This is my E5410. I searched for it with the service tag, so it is very specific. The tab that we need on this page is the drivers and download section. And then we can narrow it down further by going for Windows 7 32-bit. And then these are the drivers that we need. So the chipset driver is here. So we're going to download that. the Intel Unified Management Engine driver. So we just download that. Just takes a few seconds, as you can see. And then the graphics driver or the display driver is right below it. And again, that will just take a few seconds. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you will have seen that actually there's also a driver here for the wireless. And you're probably thinking, well, why don't you download the wireless from this page? Well, I did, and it didn't work. And to cut a long story short, because I tried downloading the driver for the wireless in my laptop in the E5410 from numerous other driver sites, and none of them worked. And then I came across this driver here, which is actually quite ironic because we're installing something on a Dell laptop and it's on the Lenovo website, but it is for the right wireless card, which is inside my E5410, and it's the 1520, the DW, the Intel DW1520 wireless card. And so this is the driver that we need for it. So just make sure that and this is the one here that we need to download, the exe file. So just download that. And this does work because I've tested it. Don't be put off because we're on the Lenovo site. It does actually install on a Dell laptop. And so there you go. Those are the 3 drivers that we need to install onto our laptop. And I'll show you how to do that in the next video. Okay, so I'm back on the E5410. You can see I've got my USB plugged in and the drivers that we need are on the screen in front of us. So the first ones I'm going to try are the ones from the Dell website, and then if they don't work, I will then use the drivers from the website DriverScape. Now the first driver that we need is this file, which is SWB. This is to install the right driver for the chip, for the processor. And this is the one you've got to install first before you install any other drivers. So let's go. Fingers crossed. Okay, and I am going to do a restart just to be on the safe side. So that's great. The driver for the chipset that we downloaded from the Dell website works, which is magic. Okay, so the next driver that I'm going to try and install is for the display, the video driver. So let's go. This is looking good. The Dell website has performed well, has done us proud. Okay, now the proof is in the eating of the pudding. We've just installed the graphic driver for the display. Does the display improve? Does it go from being too big and too blurry to smaller and sharper? And it has. That is a wonderful result. And so finally, we just have the driver for the Wi-Fi to install. So here's my USB stick open on the desktop in front of us, and within the folder for the E5410, I've got this file here, the W1WLG. So let's install this and see if it gets the Wi-Fi working. Phew, and there was a nervous wait there, but I don't know if we can see. Let me So there's the bottom of the screen. Can you see, bottom right of the screen, can you now see that we have got the Wi-Fi listed? It's turned from the monitor with the cross to the X with the cross. And there we go. There's a list of my local Wi-Fis that I can connect to. So fantastic. We've got the Wi-Fi working, we correctly installed the chipset driver, and we've got the resolution for the display. Everything's done.